Thank you so much for joining us for our series of virtual in-conversation events. We are incredibly grateful to all of the creatives and artists who shared their time, their wisdom and their experience with us. It's easy to ask in the face of a global pandemic, why do the arts matter? But the truth is that theatre is as old as civilization itself. It's a place where we learn, we explore, and we share our common humanity. It's a pressure valve for society, a safe space in which to explore dangerous ideas. And above all, it's entertaining. At Dark Unicorn Productions, we rely very heavily on the support of our wonderful patrons to continue our work. You can join them and become a patron of the arts yourself by joining our scheme, which starts at just £50 per year to become a rainbow unicorn. Be part of the Dark Unicorn family. Be part of the recovery and the future of theatre. Don't let the lights go out. Become a patron today. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to another edition of Dark Unicorn in Conversation. My guests today met at the Central School of Speech and Drama 20 odd years ago and have been laughing ever since. Their work as sketch comedians over many years has led to several live shows for the Fringes, especially in Brighton, where it has been my own honour to work alongside them, providing music and occasional acidic asides as part of their live work. Work which has, in recent times, attracted development funding from Brighton's Rainbow Fund, on account of our being an entirely LGBT+ troupe, right down to the technicians. They're also the proud owners of a burgeoning YouTube channel which has provided new content every week for a lockdown-weary audience and beyond. And they have in the past reached the grand finals of SketchOff, the Leicester Square Theatre's national search for the UK's finest sketch comedians. Individually, they are Sian Hutchinson and Barry Glennon, but together they are... oh, well, according to the autocue, together they are Barry and Sian. We started off by discussing when they first laughed together.
Well...
it's a long time ago!
A long time ago, since we know each other 20 years. And usually when we're laughing, we probably had a glass of wine, so it becomes a lot harder to remember what it was we were saying. We were talking about last night, the first sort of major memory of me and Sian was we were back at my flat, wasn't it?
Ravenley Street, yeah.
There was not just wine, but there was also champagne, and I think we were going on about like, this is like how close, you know, like, I'm just a really close friend of yours. I just really love you. Do you know what I mean? I drink champagne out of your ass crack. So we had champagne, we had the ass crack, and we had a straw. I'm not sure if we ever went as far as actually doing it, but we did pour.
There was definitely pouring.
There was definitely pouring, and then it's all a bit of a blur.
Oh dear God.
So that made us laugh. Is that okay?
That is so funny that you said that, because that's exactly where I went. And I was like, is there nowhere else to go?
There's nowhere else but ass crack and booze. 20 years later, nothing's changed, really.
Nothing's changed, darling. It's just unfortunate we're in such isolation.
I know.
Well,
I worry we may have peaked too soon with that answer.
No, there's more to come.
Let's see where we go.
So going right the way back, did both of you grow up in an environment of creativity?
Sian?
I did, yeah. Both my parents, they were very involved in Tiffin Boys School productions, and they were quite renowned, and they went on to do music halls, and then my dad and mum went on to build a community centre, and then my dad has been one of the sort of founding members of creating the Rose Theatre and now also runs International Youth Arts Festival in Kingston. So they are both very creative. My mum currently is paper mashing the whole, I can't say that right, the whole world. Yeah, she's just made a life-size model of herself for her garden. So when children go by, they see this granny, and she's also put a little, every day the granny's doing something different, but recently, because of the weather, she turned to mulch. So she has it right a note going, Granny's bye-bye children, Granny's on her travels, and a little painting. So yes, I definitely had an arty childhood. Yeah.
My dad used to write a lot of songs and sing, and used to travel around to pubs. So there was always sort of music and writing. Yeah, there was that. And on my mum's side, she wasn't so much somebody who would get up and do anything herself. She's not somebody who would sing or, you know, tell a story at a party, but she was the one who took us to theatres. We'd always be brought to the theatre. So from like young age, I saw, you know, Beckett and Yeats and yeah, Streetcar Named Desire, really young, all those. She just took us to everything. So yeah, pretty creative. And also just always encouraged to be creative, which I think is the main thing.
Yes.
Because I was told, like, if I was drawing a picture, then keep doing that. Or if I was playing the piano, they were saying, keep doing that. And yeah.
My mum actually wrote loads of pantos, and they were always a little bit, you know, quite rude. Double entendres. It was like she did like the famous five, and there was a famous line. She phoned me up. I was at drama school. She phoned me up. She went, "Darling, is this too much?" "Where's Dick? He's stuck up the back passage. I hope he comes soon." I was like, "Bye, Mum." So.
Quarter to midnight and still no Dick. I'm gonna pour myself a fresh glass of water, but I'm just going to not put this in because it'll just sound like I'm peeing.
Oh, it does.
It does, well, doesn't it?
No, I should leave that in.
There was I noticed somebody or other on Twitter the other day saying that they could be so ashamed of themselves because they were in, it was a speaker view Zoom meeting, and they said that they farted so loudly it lit their name up.
Oh, it's nothing. Oh dear, I think a stool moved. Oh dear. Did you go straight to drama school after school, or did you go down the university route? I couldn't remember. Yeah, I went straight. You did too, didn't you? Because he's a year above me.
I was the year above. Still am. No, well, mine is a kind of, you know, I got into Trinity College in Dublin to the Beckett Centre. Mm. And then, because Irish bloody education being what it is, I failed maths and then was no longer allowed to take my place.
Oh.
To do acting. Yeah, apparently you need maths to be able to act.
To
be able to act, to do maths, which I always felt a little bit, make them do Shakespeare before they can do a theorem. So, yeah, it doesn't make sense and it really irked me. But anyway, it's because of that. It's because of that I just suddenly just went through the phone book, and I was like looking for places in England that I could like last minute try, and Central was one of the places that still had some places left on the course. So I like booked a flight and then called my mum and said, "Mum, we're going to London on the weekend." She's like, "Why?" And I was like, "I'll tell you later." So yeah, then flew over to Central and did my audition and got in that day, actually. So it was very quick. By the end of that day, I was moving to England and I was 19.
Do you remember what you did for your audition?
Yeah, I did Iago's speech. Can't remember which one. And I did a piece from The Woman in Black. And then they made me do an improvisation. What was the improvisation? Oh, Romeo and Juliet. I think I did a piece from Romeo and Juliet as well. But then they made me stop what I was doing. So they're like, no. And then they said, strap yourself to this chair. And there was another actor there, like an actor from the first year, who was like going to hold me down. And no, that's what they said. Change what you're doing and make it more interesting. So then I came up with this idea in my audition. I was like, right, well, that actor's going to hold me into this chair, and I'm going to try and get across the room to Juliet, and he's going to try and keep me back, and he's going to represent like my, defense mechanisms, but I'm going to try and represent my need to be there. And they were like, oh my God, that's so amazing. You're in. I went, yay. All you need to do is talk loud crap, really, to get in. And I'm good at that.
John, what did you do in your audition?
I did Lady Percy. And I still remember the...
How did Lady Percy...
Yeah, but what did you do to get in?
Oh, yeah, that. Wow. And Death and the Maiden.
Oh,
yeah.
Harold Dorfman.
Indeed. When I heard his voice last night. I didn't do it like that.
I like the idea of Death and the Maiden being done like a sort of perverted gold blend ad, so...
Yeah. Oh dear. The themes might not strike a chord if that was to be done like that.
Perhaps not, no. Do you think that a sort of conservatoire style training is important for career performing?
I do actually, because for your vocals, I don't, although that's difficult.
Technique-wise, yeah, maybe. I don't think they can teach you necessarily how to act, but what they can do is open a few more doors that you didn't know you had.
And give you some more tools. But my voice, I think the vocal training was really important, and also actually physicalizations, being able to be different characters, losing inhibitions. There were a few things that we did that I really do take with a pinch of salt.
Because I actually felt sometimes they inhibited me more than unlocked me by just consistently criticizing or consistently consistently saying, yes, but now do more, or now go there, and now go. It started to at some point make me question, do I do anything? Naturally.
First week, it was like I couldn't sit, stand, or walk. I was like, oh, gosh,
I just said, sure.
So I do.
Yes, I think there's an environment of well, it's a good thing, because you do need to be set up to be criticized, because that's more or less what you're going to be for the rest of your life, whether it's in an audition or whether it's an audience coming to watch you and sort of essentially think whether you're great or really bad. So you do get used to, but I found it was a fairly consistently critical environment, but it's, not in a bad way, but I suppose it sets you up. Gives you.
I think it does, and I think you understand the industry. It's nice to be around people with the same passion, and there is that potential to get a little bit wanky, but I don't believe anyone I hung around with did. Yeah, no, it was good.
No, yeah, there's always a few. There's a few sort of.
Oh, there's always a few, but that's fun. That's now fodder.
Yeah, it's true.
How do you have
students as well that were clever? They would play the game, so they'd sort of learn a tutor and what they were into, and then just say that in class, and then they were suddenly the tutor's favorite because they got everything. But I'd know from the canteen, it was like, you are just saying what this person wants to hear every time. But I mean, it worked.
Yeah, but they are sociopaths, though, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a lot of them in this game. Very good at telling lies.
Had you anticipated, when you were going through this, you anticipated making your name as performers in comedy rather than in, theatre, film, television?
I've always enjoyed making people laugh ever since I was 6, and I was a rodent in one of my mum's pantos, and I made the audience laugh, so I stayed on stage until they told me to go. Add a line, just go, gosh, these rats.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then I wrote my one-woman shows after drama school. In fact, I wrote a speech at drama school because I forgot my modern speech, so I had to I had my Shakespeare. We were doing radio. And so I wrote Bumping into the X, and then that's when I started thinking about writing comedy.
I had never considered comedy specifically. Never. I just wanted to do something on stage. That's all. Didn't really care what. But now I realize, no, because comedy is quite hard work. But for me, I find more serious theatre harder work because I don't particularly like going to those places. You know what I mean? And especially if you have to do something a lot. It's like, ooh. So I'd rather make people laugh a lot than make people cry a lot.
Though I have to say, I do like going to those dark places. I like that side. I like pathos, and I like a bit of pathos with the comedy. Shush. Right, that's it.
Obsessed with pathos. We don't do pathos, but she thinks
we don't do pathos. I'm writing pathos right now.
I mean, I think. Oh, we might have to swap this around a little bit. I think there's pathos in the couple that hate each other, isn't there? I mean,
yes, there's lots of pathos. It's soaked. It's soaked.
Oh right, okay, it's ingrained,
marinated,
festering.
Better.
If you go to Barry and Sean's YouTube channel, you will see, I think, a little example of the couple, and I'm sure there will be more to come. Have a look in the description for things like that.
Darling?
What?
Darling?
What?
Darling?
What?
Can you tell me where you put the thing?
I don't know where the thing is. What is the thing?
You know damn well what the thing is.
It's in the thingamabob.
And they did have beetroot. I know for a fact because Marjorie has beetroot, so...
I didn't say that they didn't have beetroot. I said I didn't want beetroot. There's a difference.
So you want something different, do you?
Can I have 5 minutes in the garden? 5 minutes alone. With something that I love.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine, yeah. You can have something different.
What is it that makes you laugh? Do you laugh at different things? I know obviously you have to laugh at a certain amount of the same thing in order to generate a joint product, but what is it that makes you laugh as individuals?
My goodness.
That is a broad spectrum.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Farting makes me laugh. I'm sorry, but there we go, crazy. But there we go. But I think it's quick one-liners are very good. Like, you know, what makes me laugh?
I'm a bit schizophrenic on those things because what makes me laugh with Sean is not necessarily what would make me laugh with another friend. So then I tend to be a bit chameleon-y with what I find funny. So like one of my good friends, Claudia, we tend to do a lot of physical comedy and observe the sort of weirdness of how people, but the weirdness that's become normal, you know, like somebody just constantly punching a button at a desk or something like that. We'll just sort of sit and laugh at that for hours for no, you know, because it's kind of weird what people do on a daily basis without knowing how odd it is. So I find that funny. And then, yeah, good one-liners.
I do like this. I was once, I was on tour, blah, blah, blah. Went to a pub and asked for a jacket potato with some tuna and a bit of cheese on top. And he just went, I don't have a button for that. So I just went, just tuna then. There was no one else in the pub. That makes me laugh. I'm like, oh, what?
No,
okay.
Tuna and cheese for you then. Yeah, we don't have a button for that. That's kind of the kind of thing I mean.
Silly. I like silly, but I also like clever word plays or someone overreacting to something is quite fun.
Oh, yeah.
I like a good spoonerism as well.
Well, hang on. Country gent.
Yes. 3 cheers for the queer old Dean.
Yeah, situations and observations. Situations are fun and contrast.
There's one spoonerism. It doesn't work in English, but I think it could be like Icelandic or something like that. But it's basically the equivalent of "till death do us part" in a marriage. If you spoonerize that in their language, it becomes "until the shit kills us."
Oh, that's good.
I mean, I personally, I mean, this interview isn't about me, but I love, and it's partly what I think I will miss post-corona is listening into people's conversations on buses.
Oh yes, that's good.
Yeah. Sarah Millican tells a story about pensioners on a bus, and one of them says to the other one, "Oh, what would you do if you were a man for a day?" And the other one says, "Oh, I'd probably get a Tuesday." And what can you do on a Tuesday?
I like, Victoria Wood, was it? I'm going to the shop. Oh, if you're going to the shop, get me raspberry yogurt. If they don't have raspberry, get me something else. Comes back. They didn't have raspberry, so I got your meat and potato pie. I like that too. That's fun. Yeah.
So, how do you approach the creation of your shows then?
It's changed from the beginning. The beginning was just like throwing every idea out. We've now got more structure to them. We use music, as you know, and that's sort of
we use sound more.
There's a theme. There's repeated
characters
that kind of thread.
Because you would just come off doing your one-woman show, and you just asked me, "Do you want to do something with me?" So in the beginning, we were using a lot of your material. And I was kind of just filling in where you would have been speaking to, you know, an imaginary person there. So then I became the actual person, and then it started to go, well, I'd say it that way, and then kind of grew that way.
The characters often they come from observation in life. You know, we see these posh twats getting pissed, and Seb and Tufty and Seb are born, and Daphne and Jefferson happened in a queue at Disneyland for the Tower of Terror, and I think it's a 1920s sort of thing. And so I started speaking like this.
I started slapping you around.
Yeah, that was just a silly woman, doesn't it? And then it's just like, okay, what points can we make? Blah blah blah. So that's that, and then where was I going? What was I going about? So, the characters, they build, don't they? We come up with a situation, and then we kind of work the characters around it.
Yeah. We have strengths, because Sean's better at spotting the sort of scenarios of life that could work. And then I think...
I'm nosy cow, that's why.
You're basically spying on a lot of people.
I really am quite nosy, but that's
fine. And then I go, oh yeah, that's really good. And then we could say that and that and that and that. And then it sort of writes itself really quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he's very good at
wine, but yeah.
What's that?
I said usually with a bottle of wine.
Yes.
Yes.
So usually we've now, because COVID, and obviously we're, you know, Zoom is really useful for those writing sessions. Cost effective.
Fortune on travel, because Sean's in Brighton and I'm in London, so we always have to, you know, fork out to sort of have those face-to-face things. But now, and we always thought that online we wouldn't get the same result, because we thought we would need to be sort of, you know, in the same room, but it turns out
yeah, but also we've learned now how to film on Zoom. I've got various lights with the green screen. It's all very exciting. We're just learning new tricks of the trade to build more characters, more possibilities. It's exciting. But I can't wait to see you all, of course, in
the actual
here.
And it'd be nice to see someone and then be able to then open your arms and hug them, rather than, oh, there you are, stay away. It's awful. It's really horrible. It's not a nice scenario.
No.
So in that answer, by my reckoning, you have subtly appealed to wine companies and Zoom for corporate sponsorship. Is there anybody else?
We absolutely should, yes. Sauvignon Blanc.
Sauvignon Blanc, they want to sponsor our meetings, we'd be happy.
Absolutely delighted if anyone could sponsor us with that.
We mention you a lot.
We can advertise. Absolutely. Brilliant.
With the shows, I mean, obviously the atmosphere with sketch comedy particularly is very different from stand-up, so, but have you been heckled in your time?
I have as a one woman.
You know the couple where I'm particularly cruel to you? I think
Yes.
I'm pretty sure someone booed or hissed or told me to die at some point, didn't they?
Yeah.
Someone would start shouting because he is pretty horrible.
Yeah.
And someone was fairly, I think I called you fat, or so it was the 3 kids in a 2-piece comment. I think it really provoked someone to scream something at me, and I went, "Woo!" Don't know what to do. I think we just continued, and then they realised this isn't a back and forth; it's a sketch with a script.
People usually do realise quite quickly that it isn't something is not appropriate to heckle.
I think there's moments like with the Australian TV hosts that we play. I think because we're addressing a fake camera and an audience at home, I think there's more room for them to sort of say something then. Would prefer if they don't, but it is literally to them. So if somebody did, it would be just like, yeah, just...
with those sketches, I almost would welcome, go for it, because Barry will take you on, I'm not.
Yeah, she goes like...
But I stick to the script, I'm professional.
An absolute professional, Chad's professional.
Ultimate.
We're just not very flexible.
Yeah, I am.
I'm a chameleon.
I do remember that it's interesting for me because it's, you know, the last couple of shows I've done, done Barry and Sean's last couple of shows, and I sit on the corner of the stage at a keyboard and occasionally have
Bettina.
acid remarks. Yes, as Bettina. And the odd sort of acid remark thrown my way, or the occasional, piece of food thrown my way, or just projectiles. And yeah, it is interesting seeing the audience reaction, because occasionally I'll hear stuff that you probably don't, because that's sort of slightly sotto voce and you're in the middle of something. But I do remember somebody screaming at you shouting out from the audience during that.
Yeah, someone like, just dump him or kill him or something.
Rude.
Yeah, just leave him. Particularly when you're doing the one-woman show, though, was there anything ever memorable or, actually particularly funny that got shouted at you? Occasionally, you get the odd good heckler, don't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, they were just offended because I was coming on to her husband, and she was, yeah.
Oh, really? She was threatened.
Yeah, not really. And then I came out at the end. My dad was, I don't know why I did that, but I just was like trying to soothe her, because I thought, oh God, it's a play, it's a joke. I did, I mean, that's kind of thing. If I insulted someone, someone just went, oh, she doesn't mean it. nothing too. But if that woman scared me. I was also thinking, Edinburgh.
It does throw you for a moment.
Has stand-up as a form ever appealed to either of you?
I have done it, but
I want to try it. I've never tried it, and I kind of want to try it. And I've been saying I've been writing something for a long time, but I have to say, well, actually, it was my 2020 New Year's resolution. It was like go try stand-up this year, and then bloody COVID's happened. So
I think you would be very good at it.
I don't think I'll be a duck to water, but I'd be willing to just sort of bomb a couple of times till I get that ability to answer back. And because I think that'd be quite a good thing to have. I feel if you can do that, you can kind of do anything. How
was your experience of it, Sean?
It was all right. I was quite young. I was like in my 20s, and then it was only 5 minutes in Camden. But they introduced me as Sian Hutchinson. I was like, oh no, that's actually me. I'm not hiding behind anything. And I told a few stories, but there was nothing really connecting. Now, if I was to approach it, I think I would be a bit more sewn. But I don't think it's not something I want to do. I prefer acting and being a character rather than being myself.
Mm. See, I would just present a character as myself. It's probably But I know what you mean. Like, I've never had that experience of, like, ladies and gentlemen, Barry Glennon. That might throw me as well. So I'm glad you've said it, because now I'm going to go, it's not me. They're going to call it me, but it's going to be me scripted, pretty much.
Exactly. Scripted.
Maybe go, oh, oh. Yeah.
Well, I'll be there, Baz. I'll be there.
Yeah, we both will.
Yeah, well, yes. Yes, front row. With
something. Good hackle up our sleeves. Sian, aside from this, you know, you teach children. Barry, you have a cat. Do you think
you professionally have
that comedy is your escape valve from the very stark realities of your very real adult responsibility?
Oh my God.
Well, I teach A-level drama, so when you see children, they're almost young adults, and I'm learning a lot from them, and I'm reading really cool plays, and the stuff that I do, I always allow my second years to come along because I think it's important for them to see me working as well. I find them, it's not a hobby, it's work, and I want it to be work as well. But I do enjoy teaching. I wouldn't want to give that up, actually. It keeps me humble.
And I mean, I've got no answer because I have managed to shirk all adult responsibilities, and I still do to this day. I'm very proud to say. Although I'm kind of in a bit of debacle because I have a tenant that's just moved out, so slight income has now gone.
Well, don't worry about it. We'll
figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sian, when do you think that you'll allow your daughter to see your work? Only Barry's cat is younger than she is and has attended a lot of rehearsals.
Well, she's seen a lot of the stuff that we've done online. She has, yeah. And one of her little friends is subscribed. I was like, there is a, okay. I spoke to her parents. But I was like, just clarifying, this is all right. The actual show, I don't think she'll ever want to, actually, be quite honest. But, oh my God. But then I could be the embarrassing mother, which is always...
I mean, I think we should clarify here that Lila is 21 years of age. And,
yeah. She's got a very,
very well preserved.
10 now, isn't she? So
I'm pickled, Paddy. I'm pickled with soapy your blood. Oh, stop saying that then. But
at 10, it depends on the child. But at 10, I was sort of obsessed with Beetlejuice and Freddy Krueger, and lots of. I think 10-year-olds can handle an awful lot more than you think. But
yeah, I mean,
maybe ours is a bit more on the sort of.
Also, it's me as well, isn't it? It's me as well. So I'm like, but yeah, we're having a girly film on Saturday, me and her. So I might choose something fun. We watched Pitch Perfect together, which is a little bit,
grown up, isn't it?
It's a bit grown up, but she's asking all the questions now and always asks me.
Well, I wonder why.
I really don't know, but it's always in a car, so I can't leave.
But they say the car is the best place because it's not face to face. That you can sort of say the awkward answer while not looking your child in the eyes, which I think is important.
Oh dear God, it's so cringy. There's a couple of ones I've just gone. I can't answer that. Like, do you mummy naked cuddle? I'm like that, and then I'm like, oh gosh. I mean, I know it's silly, but some of these things I will answer at some point. Cringe.
Wow.
Yeah.
So to sort of, I suppose, maybe bring you out of that mindset and ease you back towards the fluff, which...
I'm happy with the fluff. I'm happier with the fluff.
Which of your creations brings you the most joy?
I should say my daughter, shouldn't I, really? But you're talking about comedy, right?
Yeah.
I think Todd and Gemma.
Oh, they are so much fun.
Australian.
Playing Todd and Gemma to the audience if they haven't seen you.
Yes, we've got Todd and Gemma. We've done one Todd and Gemma
You can see it online.
channel, and we'll obviously do that one more because that's the one that got the most hits as well. I think Todd and Gemma.
That and late
yeah, that and late. One of them is called Late 2, which is a second part of the first one called Funny Enough.
I enjoy playing that character, Sheena.
Sheena.
But Todd and Gemma, they're basically hosts of a daytime TV show, and they're
very innocent. They're very sort of almost sort of kids TV. They're not doing kids TV, but they have that sort of happy, innocent mindset.
Naivety.
They do. It's just consistently drop one innuendo after the other, and they just don't get it. They just don't hear themselves. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the health and well-being show that really does like to focus on the fact that your souls are assholes. And especially now, more than ever, we've got to be in this together, right? I'm Todd.
And I'm Gemma. Now, Todd, how are you? How are you getting on, Todd?
I'm good. I'm good. I, to be honest, I'm finding it hard to keep it up. But some days, it's harder than others, and today's a good day, so I'm going to focus on that. What about you?
Oh, well, no, I'm good, Todd. I'm good. I'm really finding this time as a real, time of self-discovery. Really, I'm feeling myself again. I'm feeling myself now. When we first did Todd and Gemma, I was laughing at our own jokes the entire. It was so hard to not laugh. Smell my fingers.
Yeah, smell my fingers. I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, if you could smell what I'm smelling, you'd be on the floor.
Oh, people go, oh God, are you laughing at your own jokes again? But you know what? Someone has to. So, and if I don't find it funny, then it's not going down, darling.
Todd and Gemma usually works. What else do we like?
I like doing Daphne and Jefferson.
Yeah, the sort of, terribly clipped.
Actually, I really like playing the couple.
I like the couple. They're my sister's favourite, is the couple.
Because it's not punchlines, and I like that about them. It's just really slamming.
It's actually laughing at, the tragedy of some relationships without being sort of it's not.
That annoys me sometimes, the ba-bum-ching, whatever that is.
Yeah. Ours is sort of like one slam and then a facial expression of being really hurt, and and although it's not funny, it's funny.
It's getting the one-upmanship, isn't it?
And blind stupidity of just staying with somebody like that. That can be quite amusing.
They obviously have something on each other.
Yeah.
Why else would you stay?
Yeah.
But I think there are people, and I see that, from my little corner, you do see the people who are genuinely shocked at the couple because they've clearly never experienced a relationship like that. And you see the ones that are just sitting there going, oh yeah, no, I've been that for years. And they tend to be the ones that laugh most, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I think people are a bit shocked from the couple because it's a sketch show, and we usually start with an opener that's really funny, then maybe another one that's funny, and then a song, which is funny. And then it goes into this sort of, bleak marriage. Sometimes it gets a lot of laughs, other times it just ends in silence and we just push through to the next one.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing, though.
I don't think it's failed on either level. I think some audiences have just gotten a different vibe from it and thought, ooh. But they always come back 3 times in the show. So they're quite shocking within the first one. But in the second one, you can see it's going somewhere. And then in the third one, the guy tends to get his comeuppance. So that elicits quite
I very much enjoy when we did the line dancing. That was fun.
The line dancing, and the new one that we've done at Christmas, which was where we were toys that were thrown onto a floor and we land in very unfortunate positions with each other. And
Kama Sutra. That was hard work. Oh God, no, didn't mean that. That was really challenging.
To not laugh.
When you had your face in my crotch, or I can't which one of us. Oh, 69 on the floor.
And you're playing You've Got a Friend in Me.
Yes.
Oh, I can't we're going to be, when we film on location and we've got the various technology, I think these two will be appearing in our pilot sketch show, which we have Arts Council funding for, which when we're allowed.
When we're allowed and it's safe and everybody can.
The wonderful Wolfpack Productions as well. Productions, good God. What do I say about vocal? Which is really exciting. And obviously we like to use our wonderful actors that we know to play other parts.
Catherine Manners. Paddy.
And Paddy.
Cooper, yes, I've heard stories.
Established like there's a little foursome now, isn't there?
Yeah, we're gonna,
Which is nice.
I'll come to the next question again. Gonna have a quick another pee here. It's just so.
Hold it up, and then
Zip.
that poor cat. Yeah.
We've already spoken about the stuff that's been going up on YouTube, and I mean, lockdown actually seems to have boosted your output. What would you like to see emerge for comedy and the arts generally at the far end of this bizarreness that we've been having?
You know what? I feel like the arts will recover. You know, like in wartime, I know that's quite an analogy, but it was about survival, and it came back gusto with the new strength, urgency, etc. I think that's going to happen again. I hope it happens again. I think the arts are incredibly important, and laughing is actually proven to boost your immune system and help mood, etc. So laughter and sketch shows and all sorts of things, absolutely vital, essential.
We are saving lives.
We are saving lives.
What I like from this is that it's become a sort of a leveler, so that, you know, me and Sean filming a sketch looks exactly the same as Ellen DeGeneres' show. That there isn't all this, you know, sometimes it feels like you can never compete with the people who are, you know, working on the top level, whereas now everybody's on the same page. And I think it's a good way for talent itself to emerge through the sort of smoke and mirrors of the glamour of some of the other stuff. Yeah, I think it's placed everybody on the same page, and I hope that more opportunities are spotted and more people, because so many people did funny sketches and would send them in. Just people are funny, and there's talent out there that maybe won't have gotten discovered but for this. So hopefully it's opened people's eyes.
Yeah.
To who's doing what and who's good at what. And
there's another aspect of the work. The sort of troupe company, however you want to phrase it, has in the past received funding from the Rainbow Fund in Brighton, as it's an entirely LGBT plus enterprise. Spoiler alert. But actually the sketches themselves might have the odd sort of camp edge, but you don't riff on a lot of LGBT plus themes. How important is it for you that the public sees LGBT plus people who don't feel that has to be the defining characteristic of their work?
I think I think if you want it to be the defining aspect, then let it be that, because that's what you do. But when it's Sean and I playing against each other, because it's male-female, it just comes easier topically to be a couple that don't get along, or, you know, so we sort of haven't played into it much. But in terms of how important is it that people know, I think it is really important that people know that we're gay performers, and because people need to look up and see that we're out there.
Yeah, and also with regards to gay characters, I'm not against having gay characters at all. We just haven't found a situation where it would be genuinely funny. And I think that has to be quite important, not just to raise issues just because. They have to be funny, and they have to write themselves. And when their character doesn't write themselves, it's often put on the shelf until they can, or they won't. You know.
I think we had ideas when we were writing sitcoms and stuff in terms of something for television. We've written, if I remember, we've written two gay people that live with each other, both actors, isn't it? And I think that could work easier.
Bit of a stretch, wasn't it, Baz?
Hmm?
Bit of a stretch. Two gay actors. Whoa.
But yeah, in sketch.
Write what you know.
Right, no. But in sketch, yeah, because they're quite 2 to 3 minute things, we tend to just focus on what's going to be funny rather than, you know.
I mean, I think what I was asking, and I think I phrased it slightly clumsily, was that you do get sort of, you know, gay comedians, more widely sort of LGBT plus comedians, who sort of get stuck with the expectation of the audience being that that's what they're going to talk about, or that's what they have to be the spokesperson for everybody. And they actually not really that interested in hearing them talk about ordinary everyday things. And I think what's quite refreshing with your show is that it's just there for the laughs, and it's actually sort of secondary. Sorry?
Said we're certainly not preaching a lifestyle to anybody. Don't want to end up the way most of our sketches end up. No, thank God we're not spokespeople. Oh my God.
Oh God.
We did not do that.
No, absolutely not.
Do you keep the door open in your professional lives to the possibility of sort of returning to traditional acting as well as comedy?
Yeah, we've spoken about this. I mean, obviously we are a force, a little comedy duo, but if Barry got a job, I mean, clearly not going up for the same roles, I would wholly support him, and vice versa. And I would be, honestly, his little cheerleader, and I know he would be mine.
Yeah.
So with regards to traditional theatre, film, TV, we're both open to that, definitely.
Yeah. And also we were thinking as well last year, we were looking into writing The Couple as a play.
Yeah.
Maybe that has funny moments, but essentially not a funny play. So it was more serious investigation as to who this couple are and how deep does it go? How, you know, what do they know about each other and why did they stay? And it was kind of where we were investigating that, but be more serious. So yeah, I'd love to do that. That's
definitely still in the pipeline.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, that's, you know.
And with regards to our actual sketch show, obviously we're aiming to create a television pilot, which hopefully will have legs and give opportunity to other actors.
Yeah.
Because that's always good. And collaborations, again, we're happy to collaborate.
So you have heard it, ladies and gentlemen, Barry and Sian are alive, available, and seeking representation. Of course, that's why we
have a really insincere headshot moment, so that they know how I can most.
God, look at this! Jeez.
And, you know, I should say to the audience, of course, means that the reason why we are having this conversation now is because, you know, it's initially intersected was Sian doing an entire Shakespeare
play with you.
Yes, exactly. We did have a laugh on that, didn't we?
Did have a laugh. We had a little laugh at. What do you want to achieve with your work? What would make you say, I can retire happy now? Because let's face it, time is ticking on.
Oh my!
Ask that question again.
Oh, that is hilarious. I would love to do certainly a tour of our show, live show.
TV. We want to get a TV. That's
not just a pilot, an actual series. And backing, produce actually, because we've had some really exciting meetings in the past, and we have had interest from brilliant producers who are interested in our work, but obviously this situation is a bit of stop on that. So it's just keep going, isn't it? Just keep going and try and get that.
Just world domination, basically. World domination.
Basically.
I'm not going to rest. I won't retire until. I want the first best Oscar in a comedy sketch role goes to Barry and Sean.
As we both go up and get
Yes.
half each.
Yeah. It's a chocolate one. Oh.
I do not want the tail.
I'll
You
take
can
it.
have the tail, Oscar. Yeah, I bet
That's okay.
I enjoy that, wouldn't you, John?
Mm-hmm.
One of the many people who've been spirited away during 2020 was James Lipton, the director and founder of Inside the Actors Studio class on broadcast. He ended each interview with 10 questions, but he's asked the same 10 questions to everybody. He stole them from elsewhere in his time. So as I've been saying in every episode, we have quite happily nicked them.
Yeah.
So in whatever order you like, what is your favourite word?
I know what isn't.
She's got 3 that are definitely not.
Oh no, I don't like moist. That's not the question. My favourite word is probably, now don't laugh, tranquility.
Oh, God. Mine is smidgen. It's always been smidgen. I used to, if my mother asked me to clean my room, she would just get a smidgen. Or, you know, when are you going to do that? You know, smidgen. It just became my go-away word. Or if I was excited about it, ooh, smidgen.
Did you ever use it in its, you know, sort of usual setting? Or
Hmm?
did you ever sort of use it in its usual setting? Or
A smidgen.
Or wine.
Maybe just a smidge.
It is a good word, actually.
A smidgen goes everywhere for me.
Yeah.
What's your least favourite word?
Oh my gosh, I've got loads. Oh.
Well, your 3 most famous are moist, eggy, and flan.
Do you know what recently I don't like? Slot.
Yes.
Slot.
Slot. For obvious reasons.
Because it's, you know, I've got teacher-parent evenings and one-to-ones, etc., and everywhere on my computer is reserved slots reserved, slots available. It's not right. It's not right. I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm going to go with slot.
Let's go with slot.
Baz? Do you have a least favourite word, Barry?
Well, I'm kind of in agreement with Sean. A least favourite word. Ointment's not good.
You did grow up around pharmacists, though, didn't you?
I did. An ointment means something is leaking out of somewhere. Discharge is a horrible word as well.
Seepage is unpleasant.
Seepage, discharge, and ointment are 3 things I want to avoid at all costs.
Swab my weeping pustule. Sorry.
What turns you on?
Oh.
In what respect?
Answer however you like, is what I've been saying to people.
Turns me on. Well, I mean, the first thing, sadly, that came into my head was Disneyland. It's like my favorite place to be.
Oh,
Anything that reminds me of like childhood magic.
so savoury. My God, I was going to say being stroked.
I was saying, in what respect? Do you want me to answer that frankly, or do you want me to tell you what my first thing was? And I think that's
Yes, come up with the first thing.
Well,
So, Sean, what was it you were going to say, sorry?
He's going to this beautiful childlike innocence, and I said being stroked here. It's quite nice, you know.
Right, you went with full on.
I
Yeah.
went full on that way, but I do apologise.
Well, the next question is what turns you off?
Bad breath. Awful.
Sean being stroked here. I can officially say that's turned me off.
What sound or noise do you love?
But rudeness is my answer to that. People who are rude, sorry. Rudeness really is. Ugh.
Oh yeah, that's really good. Your answers are so much better than mine.
What sound or noise do you love?
The sea. I do. I love the waves. It's really
Oh, crickets at night time. It always reminds me of holidays, and it's always like balmy nights when you can hear crickets, and I just love it. I sometimes play them just at night to pretend I'm abroad.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, sure.
that's horrible. Not sure it's my. It's gross, isn't it?
Hmm. Well, I live.
Those
Oh yeah.
on the plate.
That always reminds me.
You live.
Well, I live beside a train station, and it's not so much the sound of trains going by, although that is annoying. It's that right beside it, there's a train cleaning depot. So come about 11 o'clock or 12 at night, they all go through this depot at about 2 miles an hour. So constant like sound, and I hate it.
That's
What
really
is your favourite swear word?
Not allowed to say. Well, mine.
Go on.
Cunt. Mine is cunt.
I think it might be mine too. Although
One that's it's the last one left that gets a response because fuck is so
rude, isn't it?
If you say fuck off, you could say that friendly. You could say, oh, fuck off. And people aren't shocked. But if you say cunt off, people are like, oh my God, it seems to be the last swear word with any kind of real impact. So I love it.
It is good. It is good. And it is up there for me. But I quite like shut.
Cunt is up there, is it?
Right, stop. Very good. I quite like shite.
Yes. Bollocks is good too.
Bollocks is great. Oh.
Bollocks is very, very therapeutic.
Oh.
Also, you know Goldie Hawn's, she thinks she's a bit drunk in one of these movies, and she says, I just don't give a rat's ass.
Yes.
I just quite like rat's ass. I think it's quite evocative. When you can get a good rat's ass out, then...
Yeah, that is good, actually.
A good rat's ass.
I think I'm going to go with shit, actually, because it's shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Shit's funny as well.
Shit is pretty funny,
Like
and when I used to do Be Active days, when I was working more at a secondary school rather than college, Be Active days, I used to go on to rounders with my wonderful friend Maria, and I used to just throw the ball and go, catch it! Really thoroughly entertaining. You're welcome, everyone.
Separately, you want to get Elle started on Rat's Ass. That is a particular favourite of hers. I think
Is it?
I can't remember what show it was. Whether it was it Ugly Betty or something like that. There was some show or film or something where there was a line in one episode. Can somebody please tell me why I should give a rat's ass what's in Salma Hayek's purse?
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it? Rat's ass is good.
It is good. It is good. Oh, gosh.
What?
Ass. No.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Oh.
Oh, I think I knew this. Yeah, see, this is why I hate computers. Because if I wasn't going to be an actor as a kid, I was going to do special effects in movies.
Oh.
Yeah, so like taking sort of molds and then building faces or building creatures out of stuff, and basically practical effects, which have basically been removed because of CGI. And I'm not good with computers, so that career is gone, which kind of annoys me. And now also, it's not an interesting story anymore. Whenever, you know, in Beetlejuice, when she rips her face off, when I was a kid, I was like, how did they do that? When you found out there was an interesting story behind how they did it, they had to create a way to make that happen. Same answer these days. How'd they do that, computer? How'd they do that, computer? How'd that blow up, computer?
Yes.
Yeah, for me, I want people to bring that career back, because look at Jurassic Park. Everybody thinks that was mostly CGI, but it was mostly practical effects and a couple of CGI bits. That's why it still looks better.
That always makes my legs go up. That bit when the Tyrannosaurus Rex goes, ugh, and your legs go, whoop.
Yeah.
It's great.
So yeah, do special effects. That's what I wanted to do.
That's really cool. Me, okay, well, right, good point. I think now, I used to really I love cooking. And I would probably be like a beautiful, like have a little cafe and cook, but like, you know, proper nice,
Nigella.
homely, yeah, yeah, with some powder and everything. But now I'm really interested in lighting, and I think it would be quite fun to be, you know, on set lighting.
Things, yeah.
Yeah, not theatre, but actually how you film. Yeah.
Cinematographer, basically, isn't it? Or
No, gaffer.
Yeah, a gaffer.
And what profession would you not ever want to do?
A jockey.
Okay.
At all. Oh, I can't ride horses. No.
No, I hate horses.
No.
You hate me.
On our honeymoon, Nikki surprised me with a horse ride with wild horses. I was crying.
Oh no.
It was awful.
No. Horses roll. When I get on them, they roll to get me off. They do. They don't like me. They do the whole eye white thing.
Oh wow, yeah.
They don't like me. It's like I've got 666 on my head. And I'm not. I'm a nice person, but I don't like horses and they don't like me. And it's just, you know, it's understood. We're like, yeah, I'm standing at a fence and you're going to go weird. Once I stood by like I was about to enter a field where my sister had her horse. The horse that was tied up on the fence saw me, bucked it, ripped the fence out of the ground and ran to the other side of the field, dragging the entire fence. So they don't like me. Isn't that weird?
That's really quite odd.
Usually animals like me, but not horses. And then when I was a kid, a horse in like a little sort of, you know, like the mini zoo where you can have little rides, it bit me.
Well, there you go.
It let every other child ride it and go around. It saw me and bit me. So don't like them. My profession would be...
I couldn't do a period drama unless I was the maid.
You wouldn't want
or
to...
in a carriage. Well, I can't ride a horse. I can't side saddle. Let's move on. Sorry, Barry. I'm interrupting you again.
What would I not like to do? Oh, God. There's so many. But I really wouldn't like to be a doctor or surgeon. I just don't think I could handle putting a knife into somebody and slicing. And then from then on, it's my response. I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, that's a big...
Wouldn't
yeah.
like that.
No.
No.
I hear you.
But I'd be really good at playing a surgeon if anyone's looking to cast a role.
What is it in Casualty? I used to play it. She's taking ecstasy and baby sham. Oh, fun. Yeah, we could definitely play doctors.
When your time comes, if you wake up and discover that whatever you may have believed on earth, there actually is a heaven, what would you like to hear said to you on arrival?
I don't need words, just a standing ovation. Just...
Oh, wow. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, God. Okay.
Pause for applause. Pause for applause.
Pause for applause. That is so funny. Gosh, I don't know. Here's a pub. It's open all hours.
Ooh, Sean's in heaven.
I'm in heaven. And you don't get hangovers in heaven. Or drunk.
And you can have cigarettes and they won't kill you.
But it's all... Yeah, because you're dead.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Well, maybe I should try things that I didn't really want to try, like bungee jump. I've no interest. But maybe in heaven, knowing that I can't die, I'll do all those daring things.
Or just go to the pub. Far more likely.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, that's hard. Welcome. Oh, I like your standing ovation.
Standing ovation would be nice after your life, wouldn't it?
Totally cool.
You
Weeping
don't
and everything.
Boo, send him down.
Or a chant. Big Fat Joe's Barbie on me.
On which note, Mary Glennon, John Hutchinson, Mary and John, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome.